Namaskaram friends. So in this video I am going to talk about time and its impact on human being, on other life form, and generally, or you can say particularly, in the whole cosmos. So time is a thing. Time is a thing which is happening in the life of each and every creature, be it animate or inanimate, because time is a thing which is going on right now, okay, which is going on in the past, which is going on in the future, and it is in sync with the creation. And it is not, time is not same for each and every human being. At certain places time function or in a different way, on certain places time function in a different way, because in the whole cosmos forces are not same everywhere. Somewhere forces are very strong, somewhere forces are not so strong, so time depend on it. For example, if you go somewhere in the cosmos and live for few years and then come back on the planet earth, so in terms of life of human being who are living on this planet earth is different from a person who is going somewhere in the creation and the cosmos and come back after spending some time on there. So time is actually relative. That's why people call it as a fourth dimension. So time is why I choose this topic, time, because it impacted each and every creature, be it animate or inanimate. When we talk about the creation, we are living in this creation. Before that many creation happened, after that many creation happened. So when the time first begins, for our experience, when our birth happened, time begin for us. When our death happened, time end for us. For our life, for you can say for human beings, let's say average lifespan of human being is 80 to 90 years. So for each and every human being, time is 80 to 90 years. That's why they think, they build things, they develop ideas, and most of the people, not all, most of the people consider this amount of time for their life and do things in this time span only. But it is also vary for other creatures. For ant, time span is different. If I talk about for example, let's say first I take a dimension of time for creature in terms of their living space in this creation. For human being 80 to 90 years, for dogs 12 years, for lion 10 to 18 years, for cows 40 to 50 years. So for different creature time is different. For trees 200 to 300 years to 400 years. For tortoise 300 to 400 years for many tortoise. Okay, for rocks millennia. For the creation, as the scientific data says, this cosmos, age of this cosmos is 13.8 billion. So these are actually times we measure in different manner, but these are actually a dimension of time. So when we talk about this creation, that means when all these physical you can say objects or things which we see in this world is created, and when it ends. So different objects, different things have different life form. If I start from the very large perspective, that means beginning of this creation, or you can say beginning of the everything, what happened till now in the whole creation. So we know that cosmos is beginningless and endless. That means it has no beginning and no end. So it is very difficult or very tough to perceive in our mind a cosmos which is beginningless and endless, because most of the time we consider or perceive things which have some, you can say, starting process, some end process, which has some defined area, some limitation. We perceive it, like as for example, as a human being, I am a human being, so my birth happened 25 years ago and my death happened, let's say 50 years, after 50 years. So I consider everything in this arena, in this time span, and for me time is this. In my experience, time is this. But for trees, time is 200 to 300 years. For the rocks, time is 1 million to 5 million or more than that. So it varies from object to object, creature to creature, people to people, life to life. So in terms of this creation, as science said, life of this creation is 13.8 billion. So what is the life of previous creation? What is the life of previous creation? Because we know that cosmos is beginningless and endless, but in terms of physicality, we are living in the 84th creation. So before that 83rd creation happened. So what is the time of all that creation? Is it same? is the time of each and every creation is same, or it depend on a number of object form, number of physical things happen. Because in Hinduism it is said that when a roar happen, like in science says Big Bang happen. So in Hinduism it is said a roar for long time happen, and after that creation are starting taking its form in terms of physicality, and till now we are living in the 84th creation. So before that 83 creation are happened. So is it time of each and every creation is same? Each living things or animate or inanimate object existed in first creation is also, you can say, also available in this creation, 84th creation, or each and every creation have different things which is you can say not directly connected with this creation or previous creation. So in my perspective, when first creation happened, when a roar for a long duration or certain duration of time happened, after that when creation started, so initially nothing is there, so creation started from that. So different of physical manifestation come into existence, and different types of object form, and after that as evolution take place, when first creation stopped and second creation started, so some residue of first creation is present in the second creation, and also new types of objects are created in the second creation, and in this manner this cycle is going on. That means residue of the previous creation is, some residue of the previous creation is existed in the present creation, and also new things are formed in this creation. That means this creation is not completely independent of the previous creation, and not, you can say, totally dependent of the previous creation. That means some part of the previous creation is existed in the present creation, and also new things are formed. That means each and every creation have some residue of the previous creation as well as new things, like past, present and future. You have a residue of past, also present things are happening, and imagination, or you can say what new objects are formed in the future is also, all the process of this is also going on in this creation. So in this manner, if we talk about the larger perspective, so it is physical as well as non-physical. That means when the first creation happened, before that non-physical things or object, which is very difficult for the human being to perceive it, but many people are perceive it. And when the last creation happened, in this physical dimension, then after that everything is non-physical. That means before the first creation is non-physical, after the last creation is non-physical, and between first creation and last creation, that means total 140th creation, both physical as well as non-physical is present, but physicality dominate. Okay, so how I talk about physicality, non-physicality, this creation, that creation, because many people perceive it. I listen to him, I experience that thought, and I try to apply in my mind. For example, if I apply this thought of creation in my mind, when you meditate, simply because meditation is the best tool for perceiving anything which is not in reach of the many people. Through meditation you are able to get it. So when you meditate, different of idea, thought come up into in your mind, like idea of thought, idea of time, idea of your mechanism, what is happening within you, what is happening outside you, when your birth happened, what is before your birth, what things are going on in your life, how new ideas come into your mind, which is completely different from thought idea of the other people, what happened after that. That means what happened before your birth, what happened after that, what is happening in your life, how you perceive or think of different dimensions related to your life, related to other life form, related to animate, inanimate object, other things which help you to living a good full-fledged life on this planet Earth. So everything is come from through your mind. So the basic question come, who made you? So we know that initially when our birth happened, my mother and father play a very significant role in creating me, like an egg and a cell. When a sperm and egg merge, then a new life form started in the you can say in my mother's womb. And after that, after 9 months I come into this world, then different of outside atmosphere are impacted on my mind, and different of, you can say, thought processes, belief system, religion. When you're meeting to different types of people, different in which atmosphere you grow, that impacted your mind. But if your mind is always open and or always curious and do not believe on things directly but try to explore it and perceive it and try to solve that problem by your own, then you understand that you are not you are that means you are unique in your own sense, but you are directly connected with everything in the cosmos, every higher energy, lower energy, every other life form, animate and inanimate, all these things are directly connected with you. Because why this idea come? Because when you think of anything, you do not limit yourself. Like for example, like travel, when you go at some places, after exploring that places for, you can say, for few hours, for few days, for few months, for few years, then your curiosity and then you want to go beyond, for example, let's say you explore your own regional area, then explore your nation, then you are capable of exploring a continent, then the whole world, then the planet Earth, then you move on to the solar system. When you're exploring the whole solar system, you move on to galaxy. When you're exploring the whole galaxy, you go to the, you can say, cluster. When you're exploring this, you go to super. So these types of cycle is going on, and in this manner we understand that how much for you go, it is not their end. Because through science and technology we reach up to the moon, we reach up to the Mars, and we send satellite in our solar system. We talk about the concept of black hole, wormhole, higher energy, gravitational force, gravity, other different types of energy, dark matter, dark energy, all these types of things. Because when we perceive something in either through meditation, either through mathematical deduction, and by sending machine to different area, and then we understand that what it actually means for us, but through science and technology we understand that we have limitation, we have a certain amount of time. We know that we have 80 to 90 years to live on this planet Earth. So in this short span of time, we are not capable of exploring the whole creation through science and technology, through sending machine or through physical dimension, but through meditation. Through meditation you are capable of go to the core of the creation, and you also perceive the dimension before the first creation and after the first creation, and also the from first creation till last creation. Through science, through machine we are not capable of, because machine are not capable of giving new ideas, because we made machine using our mind. So our mind is the greatest machine on this planet Earth, greatest supercomputer on this planet Earth. So by using this supercomputer, either we build machine and then we explore area, or directly we explore area. Okay, till now when scientists send machine to different solar system, different planet, dwarf planet, we know about it, we capture some picture of it, and we apply our knowledge, our ideas on that planets, on that machine. But when we want to know that what is the core of the creation, how we perceive the beginningless and endless of the creation, so we build different thoughts, different ideas, because machine is not capable of going to the core of the creation. But how we perceive the ideas of cosmos is beginningless and endless, because we do not find its you can say origin point and end point. And when we go on till now, we do not find. That's why we concluded that cosmos is beginningless and endless. And also we do not perceive how, if cosmos end at certain point of, let's say if cosmos is limited and in future we come to a point that when we send our machine and where the machine is stopped, then what is beyond that? Also the curiosity come when machine is stopped. So what is beyond that? So when we going on in this manner, then there is no end and there is no beginning. That's why we come up with the idea of cosmos is beginningless and endless. And like concept of black hole. At black hole, gravitational force is so strong that even the light cannot escape. And when gravitational force is so strong on that area, that then we say that black hole is the, you can say, when many stars, many galaxies die, then a dense region of region form, we call it as a black hole. And you amazed that when you travel in India, many places linga is worshipped, and it is the first shape. When creation started, it is the first shape created by the creator. And when you see the picture of black hole, it is very much similar to the linga. That means 15 to 16,000 years ago, people have this idea of the creation of the core. But science and technology try to find out, but it take a very large amount of time to come up with the same conclusion, same idea which people experience and perceive 15,000 years ago. So we have to understand that do not always fight on the religion, on the ideas, on your philosophy, my philosophy, your religion, my religion, your knowledge, my knowledge. We do not have to separate everything. We have to unite everything. For example, if a question of time come, we have to talk to different types of people who are living in this on wherever they live. We have to talk about the concept of time, people who are interested in it. It is happening in the most of the human being, but who perceive it, and when who are able to, or who try to devote and their life to devote their time and life to finding out this dimension. We have to talk to different people who wherever they live, either in this continent or that continent, on this region or that region, be it who is poor or rich or knowledgeable or not. We have to talk about their idea, their perspective on time, and then combine all these ideas and then try to come up with the conclusion that which is very, or you can say which is very close to the truth, because truth is the ultimate. Okay, we are nowadays we are suffering with the problem of solving a problem because European think they are better than Asian think they are better than European, Africans think they are better than this. That means every people fighting on their ideas. No, truth is the ultimate. So every human being must perceive a dimension of any issue and talk about it, debate on it, and then after debate, after discussion, when things which is very close to truth come, we have to accept that idea. Okay, not always try, or not always you can say printing or writing or making documentary on things which is originated in West, because Western people think that they are the best, their thinking, their thought, their religion, everything is best. No, each and every human being is capable of exploring each and everything. So if, let's say, on any issue, if all the human being gather and talk about on a single issue and debate on it and talk on it and think on it, then finding truth is very easy. But it is not possible because in different activities, different types of people are needed. So at the same amount of time, every human being are not capable of thinking. So a people in every religion, in every area, in every regional people, some people are there who think on certain aspect and certain dimension and spread the knowledge of this dimension in the life of the human being, or you can say people living in this region, and respect each and every human being to its you can say highest priority. Because when you respect each work of each and every human being, when you respect each and every human being, then every human being do their work at their best without thinking of is it or of lower category or higher category, is it harming yourself or benefiting other. No, if every human being live, if every human being is happy, if every human mind of and physical and mental body of each and every human working in a best manner, then whatever activity they do, they perform on its best level. And for that it is required that in the whole world, every human being respect other human being, do not discriminate on the basis of race, religion, caste, sex, place of birth, gender. Respect each and every human, whoever, whatever their shape is, whatever their color is, whatever their status is. Respect each and every human, because each and every human being who live on this planet Earth always try to find out the mystery of the creation. So may some people perceive different dimension, you perceive different dimension. It doesn't mean that you are different from your idea is different from that. Maybe you perceive different dimension and it doesn't match. If you perceive all the dimension, then truth come and your ideas and their ideas merge, because truth is ultimate. Truth is, you can say, single. There is no diversity in truth. That's why you fight on different dimension, but when you merge all the dimension, truth prevail and you find the reality of the existence, mystery of the existence of the creation. So through meditation you are capable of exploring each and every dimension. But so on daily basis, if every human, you can say, dedicate 1 hour or 1.5 hour in meditation, then we come to a point where we are capable of solving problem very quickly, very easily, because when you meditate for 1.5 hours, then different dimensions are automatically open up in your mind. So if every human meditates, so different dimensions of open up in the mind of the every human being. So on daily basis, different dimensions come. Let's say you meditate for one year. So 1 year, different dimensions of your mind come, and when we at one day, when we take the thought and process and idea of different people, so we understand that when you meditate in, you can say, in a true manner, then truth then your ideas of other people, thought of other people are sink at some point of time, because through meditation you come to a truth, come to a reality very quickly. Then like fight, war, in discrimination on the basis of social, economic, political, all things are gone. That's why yoga, meditation and spirituality play a very significant, very key role in the life of the human being. Many people understand it, many people know who understand it, they live a good full-fledged life on this planet earth, because the core of the spirituality, the core of the meditation and the core of yoga is first you become a full-fledged human being and then solve the problem of the world. So let's say you perceive all the dimension, apply in your mind and know the mystery of the creation. So when you do not spread, and other people who are not capable of exploring it, when you do not you can say spread this knowledge in the whole world, and when other people are not benefit, then your task is incomplete. So it is not only important to become a full-fledged human being, but it is also important that tell other people, tell other creatures that living a good full-fledged life for yourself as well as for other is a good thing. Not only human being, other animate and inanimate object, different types of life form. Let's say serving the humanity, serving the plant, serving the rocks, serving a different creature of different shape, different color, different size, located in a different region, not only on planet, not on other galaxy, on other solar system. That's why the concept of alien come. Okay, so you do not have to limit yourself within certain dimension. No, try to explore all dimension. See, dimension is also, you can say, infinite. So we have to understand the concept of infinite. What is infinite? Because dimensions are infinite, cosmos is infinite, time is infinite, you are infinite. So what is actually infinite? Infinite means limitless, which has no limit. As you go deep into that, then you can say, then you find the mystery of the creation, that it is beginningless and endless. Infinite means you do not find its origin, its end, its depth, its boundary. This is called the infinite. And every human being, in their experience, in their thought, if they do not mess up with their mind, then they understand, they perceive the creation, creator, their idea, their thought and their mystery. Because you are the microcosmos of the whole macrocosmos. So everything which is present in the macrocosmos is automatically present within you. If you perceive it, if you understand it, just meditate and look up the activity of your body, your mind, what is happening within you, how blood is flowing, how when you eat food, how that food in a few hours make you a human being. What is the process going on in your body, why we require water, why we require soil, why we require fire, air in space, all this, why we are only limited to a physical, why we are not limited to a physical, why only these types of food needed for the human being and other types of food is needed for other machine and other vehicle. So these types of mystery come because everything is functioning within you. Okay, when you need water, you have to just drink water, not other substance fulfill your, you can say, desire when you want to drink water. Because so through this, when you paying attention on each and every activity of your life, like when you eat, when you drink, when you sleep, when you talk to people, when you see anything, when you hear anything, so this, when you pay attention on each and every activity of your life, you understand that whatever happening within you is automatically a mystery of the creation. Because when you talk, a different of a sound is come out of your mouth. Why it comes? Either I gather that information or not. When you learn something and then try to imitate it, it is a different type of something. When you do not learn anything and automatically sound come up within your mouth, it is a different thing. So when sound come, so if, let's say something going on in my mind and thought about it and automatically sound come, machine is not capable of it. You have to give some information to machine, then machine speak. Okay, when you breathe in and breathe out. Okay, so this is a good machine. Nose is a good machine. It, you can say, help you to breathe in and breathe out. Okay, after when you can say just push, or you can say just for few minutes, just put your fingers on your nose and do not remove for few minutes, then you understand the importance of air. So through your nostril, air, breathe in, breathe out. Through mouth, sound come. Through your ear, you hear something. Through your eyes, you see something. Through your senses, through your skin, you touch something. Through your tongue, you taste something. So all these, so we come up with the concept of five senses. That means we gather different of information from the creation through five senses, and this is a type of data which is processing in our mind, and then different thoughts, ideas, solution of many problem come. But when you do this thing, there is also a dimension which is beyond all these five senses, and when you meditate you perceive it. That means data which come up or downloading in our body, in our mind, is not only through five senses but also through other senses which are present in our body, which is beyond the five senses. Like each and every pore in your body is capable of downloading data. Each and every, you can say each and every cell in your body is capable of downloading data from the past, from the present, and for the future. That means your whole mechanism is capable of giving you the knowledge or helping you to solve the problem of the mystery of the creation. You do not have to go here and there, just pay attention on yourself. Because when you see life form here and there, when you travel here and there and see different types of life form in terms of their birth, in terms of their activity, in terms of their thought, thinking, in science and technology also we know that we are the most sophisticated human being on this planet Earth. So when you want to know life, just know yourself. When you want to know non-physical dimension, just know yourself, because everything is present within you. When you know yourself, knowing other things, knowing other dimension is very much easy, because everything is present within you. You do not have to look here and there. When things which what you are, you can say, see, ultimate thing, whatever you want in your life, whatever you want to know, everything is present here. So you do not have to go here and there, just look within you, and solve, and you are capable of solving the mystery of the creation, from its beginningless to endless, from surface to depth, from core to exploring all other dimensions, different types of dimensions, be it physical, non-physical, time, truth, dharma. All these concepts have come only with the mechanism of the human being. Since each and every human being, each and every life form, each and every inanimate and inanimate object is different, but it is directly connected. That's why the concept of union comes. That's why the concept of yoga comes. Because each and every atom, each and every particle is different in their own term, and then they are unique, and different things are going on, but they are directly connected. That's why when I want to know about a plant, I experience the plant. You have to become the plant, and you are. Just in terms of physicality, you think this is your boundary area. No, when you rub your hand and keep it for some time, there is energy flowing from this hand to that hand. In the same manner, energy from this is just a boundary for your thinking, for your thought, but your energy is, you can say, spreading everywhere. Wherever you go, your energy indirectly connect with the whole other object. Okay, in terms of physicality, most of the people understand in terms of physicality, but when you sit here and meditate, your energy is flowing in the whole creation, and you are capable of perceiving all the dimension of the creation. For example, if I want to know about a flower, I have to become a flower. I have to become what is happening within the flower, in terms of their smell, in terms of their color, in terms of their architecture, in terms of their timing, in terms of their region. And when you have to pay enough attention on that flower, that means you become the flower at that point of time, and you understand everything from it. You do not have to read book, you do not have to talk to people. Just whatever you want to know, pay enough attention on that, you become like that. This is not only true for flowers, this is true for anything, any physical and non-physical things. Physical and non-physical things, that means what is coming in the physical, let's say from the creation, planets, galaxies, solar system, plant, flower, air, water, soil, fire, space, everything which you perceive through your five senses is called physical. Which you do not perceive through your five senses is called non-physical, and you are capable of perceiving both physical as well as non-physical. So this is a very small lecture on time, because in the whole process, time play a very significant role, because at each and every point of time, at each and every moment, whatever is small you think of, we divide a year. Let's say Earth is moving around the sun and complete one revolution in a year. That's why the time of year come. Moon complete the one revolution around Earth in 1 month, then the time of month come. Okay, there are different phases of moon, then the time concept of day come. In every day, sunrise, sunset, mid-noon, midnight come, then we come up with the concept of, let's say, uh, four different important, you can say, kalas in the whole day. And then we divide in terms of latitude and longitude. Then we come up with the concept of hour, minutes, and the second. When you further divide the second, we come up with a different, you can say, fraction of second. And in this manner, whatever is small you think of, that means nothing. Whatever is small you think of, okay, that time to whatever large you think of, you are called everything. All these or concept of time. And at each and every moment I consider, let's say, moment as the smallest unit of time. So at each and every moment, infinite things are happening. How? For example, let's say for 1 minute, when I talk in 1 minute, in every creation, in every physicality, infinite things of going on in the mind of every human being, in the you can say body of every plant, every flower, on different geographical region, in within as well as without, in as well as within as well as outside, in different plant, animal, rock, on different region, on different galaxy. Infinite things of going on. Let's say I record a lecture, other people also record a lecture on different dimension. Other people play, other people make a movie, other people sleep, other people watch a movie, other people, like say, sing, other people dance. That means at this you can say, in the 1 minute, many people do different things. Many plants do different things. Like some plants fruits are coming on it. On some plants, flower is coming on it. Some plant is growing. At some point of time, volcano erupt. At some point, you can say, earthquake happens. At some places, water is moving. Okay. At some places, tsunami come. At some places, other creatures are playing or moving here and there. That means in this 1 minute, infinite things are happening, going on. So when time passes, infinite, at each and every moment, when infinite things are going on, that each and every moment infinite things are going on. So when you talk about or try to understand what is going on in the past, what is going in the future, what is going in currently, then through meditation only you perceive each and everything, and whatever you need, and try to continue it. So you have to pick up, let's say, when you want to talk about the time. So at each and every moment, infinite things are happening, and in the same amount of time. So you have to choose a particular issue which is happening in each and every moment, and when you try to combine it, you perceive and you can understand the ideas of time and also as the issue. Like sunrise and sunset, daily sunrise happening. Okay, so let's say a particular time, let's say 7:30 to 8:30 on daily basis. I talk about Indian Standard Time, or forget about it, on every part of the region. When sunrise happening, 20 minutes before sunrise and 20 minutes after sunrise, these 40 minutes, when you on daily basis, you can say, meditate in this, or you can say, pay attention on these 40 minutes on daily basis, each and every human being, then you understand that infinite things are going on in these 40 minutes. And everywhere this is going on, every human is capable of forget about the time of watch on in this every moment, before 20 minutes before sunrise and 20 minutes after sunrise. When you pay enough attention on this time period, then you understand the mystery of creation, that for every human being, sunrise, sunset happening. And it is also true that this is not our limitation. Because when you daily basis understand the sunrise, sunset, and time between it, and when you understand the concept of time, when you know that how weather changes, is it same for sunrise and sunset, same for every other human being, then you understand that in each and geographical, sunrise and sunset everywhere, but it different for different people in terms of in which geographical area they live, and in which type of fruit, or you can say what type of food they eat. Because sunrise and sunset happening everywhere, not everywhere, that means on planet Earth, but different types of fruit, different types of flower, different types of human being are produced. Human beings are just a soil, pop up from this planet Earth, and after some pop out. Okay, so sunrise and sunset happening for each and every human being, for each and every creature, but every atom is different from all other atom. Every human being is different from other human being. Every flower is different from other flower. Every tree is different from other tree in terms of their geography, in terms of what type of soil, water, air, fire is present in that region, on which latitude and longitude they live. Latitude, longitude play a very significant role. Okay, so just choose one area and try to pay enough attention and enough time and your life on it, and when you and try to choose which is higher than, or you can say which is a higher energy. When you perceive the higher energy, then understanding the lower energy in terms of complexity, in terms of time, is very much easy. That's why in Hinduism people worship Shiva 5 times a day: in Brahma Muhurta, in sunrise time, in sunset time, in midnight time, and in midnoon time. That means at 5 times in a day you realize that something higher energy is present in the whole cosmos, and you are part of it, and you are capable of exploring it and understanding it. So I hope you love this lecture and enjoy this lecture and understand a concept of time or dimension of time and its impact on our life. So namaskaram. Thank you.